hopefully we don't have to do anything with his microphone and echo cancellation and all that stuff when he gets on here, but we should be okay.
But yeah,
So, all right, Josh.
that's all done in like forget it. I don't pre-production. Forget it. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Here we go. In 5, 4, just kidding. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Brothers Trippin. I'm Josh. That's Aaron. And that's Andrew. We are 3 brothers that just decided that we were going to do a podcast. We talk about whatever the crap we want, which usually revolves around sports, mostly Cubs baseball and Husker football. Today, we got a special episode. This is our fantasy football episode. We're bringing in a special guest, commissioner of our fantasy league. He'll be joining us in just a little bit. Before we get to that, we are on week freaking 1, everybody, of Husker football.
Yes,
So
sir.
next Thursday,
Yes, sir.
Next Thursday, Nebraska takes on Cincinnati in the sprawling metropolis of Kansas City at Arrowhead, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
GEHA Field at Arrowhead.
It is dorky that you know that, but I'm impressed.
I'm a giant football nerd.
That is
It's all
true.
good.
All of this revolves around Aaron's football nerddom, which is vast in its complexity, in its universe. Just kidding. Before we get into the show, I wanted to just talk a little bit about our sponsor, if I can find that part. Our sponsor, this episode, like all of our episodes, is sponsored by Helmet Nation. Helmet Nation's an awesome online business that specializes in creating custom helmets, whether you want them for all of your employees, with your company's logo on them, whether fantasy football leagues want them for their fantasy football league with their specific logo, high school teams, whatever, military branches, we do it all. And we do it very well. They're hand assembled. Each one is made with love, maybe a little lust, but mostly love. And, it's a veteran-owned business. And so if you are looking to add to your collection, whether it's full-size stuff or mini helmets that are a little bit more specific for some event in your life, look for Helmet Nation. You can find them on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can just Google Helmet Nation. And
go to our website at helmetnation.com.
That is the website. Yes, thank you. Perfect. All right. So Helmet Nation, freaking rules, and you should get their stuff because it's awesome. They also offer a lot more stuff now, stuff specific to your favorite team. So go check it out. All right. All right. Let's get into it. First things first, Husker football. Aaron, thoughts on week 1? Go.
I'm excited. I'm just excited to see it. The depth chart came out. There were some interesting things there. The captains were named, and they went with permanent captains for the season, which they hadn't done the first 2 years with Rule, and had been the thing. I guess I was reading somewhere they'd had like permanent captains before he got here, like for like decades or something. And then he changed it up and went with captains per game. And so now we're back to 6 permanent captains. We have the single digit guys and everything. So, I mean, it's put up or shut up time now. I'm excited. I really, really hope, frankly, I kind of hope that we put a little bit of a beat down on Cincinnati. I want to see that. I really want to see the team come out fired up. I'm really hoping, that we don't see the game, watch the game, and then go, man, we may have overshot this, like by a lot. So, but I personally, just from everything we're hearing, from everything we're reading, from seeing the depth chart, I feel like this is a team that has depth, that we have, some phenomenal athletes, that we have options. Holgerson as an OC is phenomenal and just does not have bad offenses. And so I'm looking for like a 35-7, 35-10 type game. Frankly, that's what I'm looking for. I think the Huskers are going to kind of roll through this one. Cincinnati scores a little bit more. I just think the offense is going to score. Like, I don't think Cincinnati, whatever they've got on defense, is going to be able to hang with the Huskers. I think our running game's going to, like surprise some people. It sounds like we've got a really good running back room with the 4 guys that they have on the depth chart. And then, so I'm just excited, man. I am going to be just, I don't know if I'm going to be able to concentrate on work all day Thursday while I'm waiting for that. And it doesn't start here because I'm in the Eastern time zone until like 9:30.
Gosh.
So I literally will be all day before something starts, and I'm just stoked for it. So
yeah. those night games, man, like that. I don't care how many good games are on ahead of them. Those days drag on forever until you get to your game. And yeah, that's brutal. I thought it was interesting that there was no running back named as one of the captains. It seemed like most of the other positions had one of them named, but do you remember who they are, Aaron?
The 6 captains,
Yeah.
Sierra Wright,
DB.
yes,
I'm guessing
DR, I mean, Dylan
we're out.
Raiola was.
We got nothing. Just
Hold
kidding.
on.
Yep.
I
Lutovsky
I
was
do
one of
know
them.
these. Lutovsky, that was one. I was kind of surprised because I don't think is one of the linebackers named? Because I was kind
No.
of surprised at that.
Yeah. No, I think another one was Dane Key. And
Yes.
another was Deshaun Singleton, and Marquise Buford was the first one. So a lot of guys on I guess it's 3 and 3, right? Sierra Wright defense, Deshaun Singleton defense, and
Yes.
Marcus Buford. Am I saying that right, or is it Marquise? I'm an idiot.
No, I
Just
think
say
it's
Buford, and you'll be correct.
Buford.
yeah.
Benjamin Buford Blues. Yeah, so Buford, those are the 3 defenders, and then Lutovsky, Raiola, and Key are the
Yes. It's yeah. Sierra Wright, Marquise Buford, Dane Key, Deshaun Singleton, Dylan
yeah.
Raiola, and Henry Lutovsky. So you've got 3 defenders, all DBs. That's where I thought it was interesting.
Well,
so,
Singleton's a safety, right?
yeah, but I mean, you're still talking
secondary.
secondary, so you don't have any linebackers or D linemen,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Rule did say that it was voted on by the team
Yeah.
also, so
Yeah. And I expect, like, the stuff I've been hearing, like, I've been excited lately because we got that kid from Oklahoma, Dason McCullough, and I was excited when I saw him, and then it was just really quiet, like, for months. People weren't talking about him and things like that, but in the last couple of weeks, I've seen a lot of stuff about him coming off the edge and, the way they're going to use him, and, man, I'm just excited. I mean, that kid, he had legit stats from an SEC school. You know what I'm saying? Like that made me excited to hear about him. And so, like, I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see man, I don't know. I want to see the offensive line. I want to see him just open up some holes. I want to see a game where Sorsby is running for his life. I want to see big holes for the running backs. I mean, I'm pumped for this, man. It cannot get here soon enough.
nice. Andrew, what are you hoping to see other than the victory? What are you looking for?
I really think this is going to be like the Wisconsin game from last year. I think they're going to come out and run a lot because I think they're going to want to see who they have besides Johnson in that room, who's going to step up. There's not a lot of proven depth actually after Johnson, from what I understand. I think it's pretty much Johnson, and then everybody else is pretty unproven. As far as the game goes, I'm kind of with Aaron. Probably a 3 touchdown victory is what I'm going to predict. I don't really know much about Cincinnati. I know they've kind of fallen off a little bit, and I think Nebraska's just going to freaking take over Kansas City. I mean, it's going to be a home game essentially, I think, for the Huskers. So yeah, I mean, as far as the season goes, I'm just kind of holding out until November, because November is when it's going to be make or break, and they've struggled in November the last forever. They've got trips to California and then up to Penn State. I mean, that's a lot of miles. That's crazy. And then they got, I think after that is Iowa. I don't know if that's the short week after Penn State, but I think November's going to make or break them.
It's the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But I don't think they get a bye in between, right? I think they've got Penn State that Saturday, and then they got a short week against Iowa.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, they do. So they play on the 8th against UCLA, and then not until the 22nd at Penn State.
Nice.
Both of those are away games, though, so that is a bit.
Penn State, they have a bye before Penn State, but not before Iowa. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So keeping Raiola healthy, I'm really hoping we get to see Queen TJ Latifah at backup this.
Any chance we can sneak Queen Latifah in, we're going to do it.
Come on, I've been sitting on that one, guys.
Listen, Queen Latifah, we love you, okay? Aaron especially loves you, but we all are so grateful for your existence and for your sheer genius when you were with Salt and Peppa. Was she with Salt and Peppa, or was she by herself?
No.
There was some band.
I think she's a solo artist her whole career.
No, she was not before. She became a solo artist, like when whatever band she was with broke up.
This
Was she in a group?
I swear she
I
was.
Are
thought
we
she had a
really-
solo career, and that was pretty much
I'm gonna
it.
Google it. Anyway, continue on with your prognostication.
we should spend the rest of the podcast figuring this part out.
Okay.
No, honestly, let's see Latifa. Let's see Latif at the backup in this Cincinnati game. I'd love to see that. If not, I mean, we'll see him in the
Right?
next couple games.
Fourth quarter,
Yeah.
get Latif out there.
Yeah, for sure.
love
Give him
it.
some reps. Because really, they're going to go as far as their O&D lines, but they're also it's the O&D line, best offensive line in a while from what we're hearing, which is we've heard that before, but I honestly think they might have a really great offensive line. D line unproven, right? And let's keep Raiola freaking healthy. Just tell Raiola, don't run, for gosh sakes, don't get hit, keep him healthy.
Yeah.
Because next year they'll have a little more depth, but this year, man, they're lean. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you had to at that point, I know that they put Latif as second, but
I mean, what's his face is playing tight end, so he's starting tight end.
yeah, Harburg.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, you could always bring that guy back and
But
have
he's
him
had
be a quarterback.
he's had no reps at QB, so that's gonna be
right.
Yeah, but Gramstead, I mean, that's.
I
a kid
also
with
think.
some-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, he may not be your typical guy, but he had a ton of reps and stuff when he was because he was starting for like 2-3 years or something before he transferred. So the only year he hasn't played a lot was and I get
he
it.
hasn't had
It's at a
reps
different level.
under
Totally get it.
the
but-
OC.
Right,
with,
not outside of practice under Holgerson.
Yeah,
Right, for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
There's part of me that kind of wonders if Gramsted's got that like just kind of baller sort of approach that's similar to like Gantz. You know what I mean? Where like
Braden's calling me. I'll join. You guys go ahead.
okay, like it wouldn't surprise me at all if he had some of that just like natural ability when given the chance to be the guy. I don't think that he'll ever take over. I don't think that would be taken away from Raiola. I just think if given the chance, I think he could fill in. I have no reason to think that other than it's just an impression that I get.
If you know what,
But,
if he can move up the depth chart to number 2, and I mean we need quality backups. How many seasons has Nebraska gone where the starting quarterbacks played every rep, right?
yeah, almost none
Like, due
recently.
to injury, right? It's almost it's really hard. It's really hard. So
Yeah. Well, especially because they end up running too much. Like,
Exactly.
they keep.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
We need to keep them healthy and get early reps in the season for our backups.
Well, and I mean, I don't think Rayola's preference is to run. So I mean, and I don't think that Holgerson's preference is to have him
No,
run.
definitely not.
I think it's just there if he needs it kind of thing, rather than it being designed around that. Like with Adrian Martinez and obviously Taylor Martinez and others, the offense
was
went
part of
through
the game,
them
yeah.
and they're running their legs.
Bases
So-
are juiced for the Cubs. 1 out, top 5. Just heads up.
Yeah, so pivoting topics there, talking about the Cubs, what the heck? For some reason, I was thinking Kyle Hendricks had retired. He's pitching against the
Yeah.
Cubs in this game.
Yeah, they could break it wide
That
open right
dude-
here.
Starting
Today's up.
pitcher of Game 7 in the World Series
Yeah.
for the Cubs, and now he's
Yeah.
pitching against them.
I didn't know where he'd ended up, but I hadn't really followed baseball that much. So yeah, I mean, he was actually doing good. I think he's
With the headphones, make sure you got those other two things set.
Sure, he's-
click joins. Joins to.
Can you bring your mic just a little bit closer to you? Because you get a little bit harder to hear at different points.
Who would have thought the Brewers series would have
Yes.
kind of helped them turn things around? But it feels like they've got a bit of a different
Well,
energy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tucker
for sure.
being
And Kyle
back and
Tucker's-
just feeling it just is a huge deal, man.
Yeah.
7 RBIs so
Well,
far
like-
in this series.
I feel like, I mean, I know others have said this, but their offense,
I guess, but
as Kyle Tucker goes, so go the Cubs
That's
as
fine.
far as
You know
their
what
their
goes.
offense. So
just jump on.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm glad to see him getting back at it. That's super
I don't
helpful.
think we get that.
See that. What's your take on the Huskers?
We get that many.
I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I'm trying to just enjoy the season. Like, I don't want to have like crazy high expectations because I just
Yep.
like
Yeah,
it's
but-
crushed me like the last 10, 20 years. And so this is the time, like this year, like others, I feel like it could be a really great year for them. But I
What
don't
does that mean
want
for
to
you?
like, 10 wins,
Well, yeah, that would
10-ish
That would be-
wins, 9 or 10 wins.
that would be a heck of a season.
I mean, I don't know for sure. We'll see, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. There just seems to be a little bit of something different in the air now this time for them, and maybe I'm just listening a little too much to Damon Benning and Ravi Lula, but I don't know, man. There's some optimism in the air, and I think a lot of that is also coming from Coach Rule, and it's not just like coach speak.
Braden, what is up, man?
Welcome, Braden.
What's up?
How are you, dude?
I'm doing
How's your
good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got you good.
Yeah.
Nice. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Apparently
Awesome
went too.
So
Oh, he went golfing with you?
golf during the day and then
Nice.
hockey tonight.
I'm on the off season right now, so
Yes,
So no
sir.
good. By the way, just to catch up all of our listeners who I know that they're just really wondering about this, Queen Latifah was she was an original member of the hip hop collective Flavor Unit, which was, this is courtesy of Google AI.
Yes, of course.
She also
Flavor
performed in
Unit.
the female rap trio Ladies Fresh, but she really gained early attention for her beatboxing skills within these groups and for the demo tape of her first single, Wrath of My Madness. So
All right.
that was her history. That's where she
Could we have
started. I was
forgotten about
wrong.
that
I'm sorry
demo
to
tape?
Salt and Peppa.
It's
Yeah.
a common mistake.
Right. So
3-1
thankfully,
3-1 Cubs.
sick. All right. All right, everybody. Well, let's have our first commercial break here. We'll kind of read off again. You know, this episode is sponsored by whatever Braden's drinking and by Helmet Nation. Go to helmetnation.com for all of your sports collectibles, especially mini helmets, full-size helmets, all of the specific helmets of football. Not like motorcycle helmets, but if you are looking for some sort of cool unifying thing for your
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
league or for your business to promote your business or whatever, Helmet Nation can do it all. They'll do it with your logo. They're like the Orange County Choppers of mini helmets. That's how cool they are.
Yes,
So check
sir.
them out. Check them out. It's a veteran-owned business and hand assembled here in the good old US of A. All right, let's get into this. Braden is also known as the Commish. Braden, talk to us about the league this year. Tell us a little bit about it. And then I want to ask this question. Do you enjoy being the commissioner, or was it really more just born out of the necessity of so that you could pretend that you had more friends?
yeah, I mean, it definitely helps fill that void, the left by lack of friends. So
Fair.
no, it's
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it. I did it. I don't know. I just wanted a league one year and didn't have one, and then it's been going since then. So
How many years has it been?
probably it's got to be at least a decade now.
Whoa.
Because when did you guys join? Andrew had a year, I think, before you got there.
Yeah. I've only
And-
done it, I think, twice.
So you've been running
and then
this
we
for
had
a decade.
I mean, it was a
and-
good at least 7 or 8 years.
And you didn't invite us
Before
until
that.
4 years ago, is what you're saying. That's what I heard.
Hey, I invited you guys.
I did not
We had
get
to
official
get rid
invite.
of some slackers to get you guys in.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. Yeah.
No, I don't like. I mean, a lot of people like the 12-man leagues or even 14, but I prefer. I wouldn't go so far as 8, but I think 10's a good number to still have some
I agree.
options out there on the waiver wire after the draft.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about the format that we play in our league and why you chose some of the things that you did.
So I am a known hater of PPR. It's
Very well
definitely
known.
very popular. So I understand everybody likes to see points go up. Yay. But I've always been miffed by receivers or running backs, especially that catch a 1-yard check down and it ends up being one. What does that do for the team? What does that do to help your situation? You didn't do anything for your team. You got a yard or even negative yard. I've got guys who've they'll catch a yard for a loss and still get points. I'm like, what? You did the opposite of what you want your team to do. So I do like having more points. I don't want nothing.
Helped your fantasy team. That's the beauty of
No,
it.
not if I'm
Who
playing
cares?
against the guy.
Yeah, it also helps the other teams.
Well, that's true. Fair.
But no, who was it? There was a Patriots running back who did it years ago who had like a game where he had 30 yards in like 20 receptions. And it was just like, what are we doing here, guys? But I like the first down because point per first down, because it gives you some meaningful connection to the game where, you get a first down for your team. That's good news for you. You're doing something, even if it's a 1-yard first down, a quarterback sneak. get that extra point. It makes sense within the context of the game too. We're not just throwing points out there just to have them. So
it's not based on a
I know
10
a lot of people disagree with me on that.
It's not based on a 10-yard gain, like accumulating 10 more yards. Like even if it is a 1 yard and they get the first down, you get the point plus the 0.1 for the 1 yard,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
So, okay. So what if because this is something I've never really followed and has always been confusing to me. If my running back gets 5 yards on one play and 6 yards on I guess you would still, like, what if it's 5 and 4 and then 3? Do they still get another 1 point for a first down?
No, it's only in the game if they actually secure the first down for the team. And we didn't do it with quarterbacks either. I mean, that's just your point for 10 yards. That's just standard stuff. You get 5 yards on one and 6 on another, you get your point.
Yeah, and I personally like that. Like I like the fantasy game to try and follow what's going on the field and where the game is actually, because to your point, first downs keep drives alive, so an extra point for a first down for a running back or a receiver is great. I don't think quarterbacks necessarily need them because every time they throw the ball, they could be getting an extra point, for that. And so we already, kind of take care of that with the other scoring that goes on.
Well, ours actually counts for that. If a quarterback rushes for a first down, they still get it. So it's just the passing first downs they don't get.
Right.
Which I almost don't like, because if your running back throws a first down, I want him to get some points, a point for that. But you gotta take it where you can get it, I guess.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So we do a non-PPR league or a standard league, correct?
Yeah, standard with the point per first down. So it's sort of non-standard in that way. I think it's gaining popularity, but I don't know.
I've actually grown to really
a lot
like
of platforms only even really offered that in the last couple of years. Like that was why we moved from ESPN, because we were originally on ESPN and I wanted to make it point per first down, but they didn't even have that as an option on their league. So they've added it now. They have it now, but.
So you're a pioneer. You were on the bleeding edge of that movement.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've actually grown to really like it. I was kind of bummed when you said when I joined it wasn't a PPR league, but I've actually grown to really like it with the first down added too.
Andrew, what's one thing you would change though?
I'd be the commissioner.
I'd be the one setting the draft order.
I'd be the one vetoing trades.
I don't veto anything.
What? You haven't vetoed it? You don't?
I think I vetoed one time and it didn't, and everybody got mad. I was like, all right, whatever. Well, I don't care.
Oh, really? Interesting. I'll have to remember that. I know.
What's the thing that I always complain about with the defense?
That it starts at 15 points and you can only watch your guys lose points as opposed to.
Yes, I freaking hate that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It is.
Wait, hold on.
It's frustrating to have to try and take into account when you're score watching.
Yes.
So I almost wish that we could just add the like we can keep track of points like for sacks and interceptions and stuff like that. You can watch those go up and then only add the points at the end that are for like yards allowed, points allowed, stuff like that. Because that's what it does. It's like, they've allowed 0 points. You have 15 points right now for that. It's like, they're probably not gonna allow 0 points the whole game. Right. So it'd be nice if we could just tack that on at the end. But as far as I don't know.
I think the other issue is that I also just don't like that yards against counts against you.
That's what I was just going to say.
Because yards against doesn't lose a game.
Difference.
That's like the one thing where, and I don't know if that's a setting that can be changed, but like that's sort of the antithesis of the whole goal with the
I don't understand
first down moves the game forward. Well, giving up a first down doesn't necessarily hurt a team. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt.
I mean, I guess you could just argue that on both sides though. Like a 50-yard pass is not going to help you if you throw an interception the next play. So
but I mean, you're on the offense, and that's your goal is to gain yards.
And your goal on defense is to not allow yards.
No, it's to not allow points. That's the difference.
I guess, but how do you not allow points?
You take the ball away, you get sacks.
By not allowing yards or taking away yards with sacks? The closer they get to the end zone, the more likely they're going to score.
Let's say you drive 99 yards and don't score. Your defense, the defense still gets.
I mean, I like to add things like fourth down stops. Like points for that, something like that. But I still think that, I mean, people look at those stats. Like when you're talking about the best defenses, like you're looking at how many yards they're allowing, regardless of
Totally,
anything else.
Awesome. All right. Well,
I'm just saying, back when the Colts, all they did with Darius Leonard was turn the ball over and allow massive yards. Nobody cared about them as a defense, even though their points, like, they didn't allow very many points because they would turn it over constantly, but they were definitely not viewed as like an elite defense. It was all just, oh, this is fluky because turnovers aren't a stat that really is consistent. So I think yards are, though.
We'll agree to disagree, my friend.
So it's not going to be changed, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So what you're saying is the commissioner is that you.
Well, no, I've actually trimmed down on it a lot because it was, especially for like the really high yardage games against, because it used to be you would go into like negative points pretty routinely on a defense, and so I made a lot of changes just to trim down how much it's actually taking away from you. So it's not like if you allow 500 yards as a defense, it's not actually gonna take away points from you. It'll just give you 0. So it's really just a bonus for if you allowed less than a certain number of yards, but it's not.
I see what you're saying. It's not going to go into the negative. It's not going to cost you into the negative.
Not. I mean, you have to get. I think it's like 600 yards against now. You might get -1 point. So it's like it's not, because it used to be we would routinely have teams that would go into like -3 or 4 or 5, and it's like, all right, nobody wants to play a position where half the time you're getting negative points. It doesn't make sense.
You'd almost rather just sit your defense in that.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a strategy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I mean, still would take, like, if you're winning going into Monday night, why would you play your defense?
Right.
Good point. I didn't even think of that. Just like leaving that roster spot blank.
Yeah. So I've had people get really mad about it before. They're like, no, he has to play a defense. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all part of the strategy.
That's interesting. Let's see. So tell me this. Give us some, as the commissioner, give us your draft strategy. What's your drafting position this year?
I am 10th this year, so I got the last one.
That is
so you get back to back, right? 10
I do,
and then 11.
Yeah, I can't reveal too much because all of you picked before me. So
I mean, the way you could look at it is that you get 2 picks in the first 11.
I do. That is the bonus.
Look at it like that
is good. And usually, I don't know. Usually, there's somebody who falls when I have those later positions that I don't expect to, and it kind of makes it easy. Like I had the number 1 pick. No, I didn't have it last year, but maybe the year before.
I think you did.
No, Brantley had it last year.
Oh, Brantley.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
But did he take Tyreek Hill, I think?
He did take Tyreek. See, and it kind of burned him because it's like,
yeah, you have to hit on
it's not really a bad pick,
but
it just Tua gets hurt and it just doesn't work out. And then you're left wondering, the rest of the year, should I have taken so-and-so? You later in the first round, it's like, all right, you can pretty comfortably look at a guy and be like, all right, I expected I would take him at 5. So I'll definitely take him here if you get lucky. Sometimes it doesn't work out and the ADP is exactly 1 through 9 or whatever that gets picked, and you're still left with the same decision.
How do you balance the ADP from year to year? Because that's the part that throws me. Like there are players who will be like Jonathan Taylor. Like last year was going into the season, he was ADP crazy high, like top 3 or something like that. And then just spent almost the entire season on the IL. And so, or
dropping, touchdowns at the goal line. So that too.
Wisconsin running.
Thanks Braden's appreciative of you bringing up that painful memory for him from last year.
I was going to say, I brought that up. I bring it up every time I can now because it's so infuriating.
Sounds like a typical Wisconsin running back in the NFL.
Yeah. No, I try not to get too caught up into that. I mean, obviously you use it as a guide, but it really is like a what have you done for me lately kind of league. But at the same time, you got to look at guys who are in unique situations like Saquon Barkley last year. Everybody, I think now looking at it, everybody looks back and is like, oh, you could have seen that coming from a mile away, but it doesn't do you any good. Well, I don't know. I've got a couple people I've got my eyes on that are maybe, coming off of injuries you wouldn't expect or another year removed from injury that
like who?
I don't want to tell you here, but I can't remember too much.
You almost got him.
Well, Josh's...
give me one that's not like in your personal strategy. Who is somebody, and this can be for anybody to throw out there, who is somebody that you think could be that player?
Christian McCaffrey had a bit of a down year last year. I mean, it was still okay. But he's healthy. He's coming back. He's and as far as I know, the 49ers just traded for Brian Robinson because Christian McCaffrey's the only healthy guy there right now. So I think he's in a good spot. And there's others, but he's the big one that I just revealed.
Yeah, he seems pretty. I think he's the one that we all knew.
Yeah, exactly. But
I mean, a guy I would think about is this year a rookie kid, because like
there's a few.
Harbaugh with the Chargers is going to try and run that ball. Like that's who Harbaugh is. He wants to run that ball. And so the Amarian Hampton kid who plays running back for the Chargers, the rookie out of North Carolina, they're going to ride him big time. So if he stays healthy, I would expect him to be a really nice pick, but he is a rookie. So a lot of people don't pick them in the first 2 rounds usually because they're not sure.
And that's one of the things that, like, even beyond the draft, like almost just paying real close attention to that first week or two. Like Puka Nacua, the year he came out, I saw what he did week 1 and I was like, all right, picking him up immediately. And that ended up working out pretty well because all of my other receivers got injured that year. So, but yeah, so just looking kind of how like any breakouts, right? And some of them were just flashes in the pan, just good 1 week.
But the rookie tight end, the Colts drafted, Braden.
Yeah, I'm excited about him. He has a lot of potential. Because like we thought Brock Bowers could do what he did last year, especially even in a situation like he was at. I mean, who was even throwing him the ball there in Vegas?
Yeah, 3 guys off the street.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was what Minshew for a little bit.
It was Minshew, and then it was the kid from Purdue, Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. No, so I think Tyler Warren. I mean, even though Daniel Jones is kind of buns, I think that he could have a good year.
DJ's going to feed him like constantly. Yeah. Like he's going to be looking for him. He's a security blanket. So,
there we go.
So
yeah, sure.
He's definitely going to be,
there we go. All right.
He's going to be looking to throw to your boy all year long, I think.
I certainly hope so. I don't know. I don't want to go into the Colts right now.
Wait, is Richardson not the starter? Is he not?
No, they announced Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened there? Ironically, I think that brings up Jonathan Taylor's stock a lot because Richardson really just kind of vultured every red zone opportunity from him anytime they were both out there. I do think it actually bodes well for a lot of the weapons there in Indianapolis because as long as he can just get these guys the ball, he's going to have a higher completions percentage just by default than Richardson did. And
he's going to be over 50%, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going too much out on a limb to say, but so guys there, I think it's tough because there's too many of them. They can spread it around too much. So that's why a guy like Warren, I feel good about. All the receivers, though, it could go week to week for them. It's just whoever has the hot week. So I think I'm going to stay away from most of those guys this year. Maybe Pittman in a later round, but Pierce was really just kind of a deep threat with Richardson. I don't know how much he can, because I don't think Daniel Jones can stretch the field the same way that Richardson could. That's basically the only thing he had other than his athleticism. A.D. Mitchell's still streaky, so I don't know. I don't trust a lot of guys there out of that offense.
What's your guys' feeling on keeping emotion out of the draft? Your attachment to certain guys because you like the team.
I try to.
Or avoidance because you hate who they play for.
Yeah. Well, that's the one I try.
That's Aaron to a T.
Yeah. I try to avoid doing that more on that side. I try to avoid having negative feelings toward rivals more so than I do avoiding players that I like. If I have a personal attachment to them, I'm willing to take the swing just because if they do well, I get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I don't like passing up on, somebody I don't like just because of who they play for, just because I don't want to,
last year I took CeeDee Lamb, even though he was a Cowboy.
That's the first person I thought of.
It pained me to take him in the draft. That was hard. I did not like it, but I took him. So I'm growing. I'm growing a little bit.
Well done.
Yeah.
He's been a real
Did he even do well for you?
He's been a real...
Not that great.
Yeah, he struggled.
That was like
he did not.
That was like number 4 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And that was in our league. Now, in the other league, I had a fantastic draft because the people in your hockey team buddies, they do not understand fantasy football.
Yeah, they were kind of going
So
nutty.
they were a little crazy. So
yeah,
but
That's
yeah,
the kind of league I need to get into.
Yeah, how can we join that?
yeah,
one?
it was a paid league too, and he won it. So
Nice, Aaron.
Dang. Well done, sir.
yes, sir.
What was the entry fee?
I think it was $20. So
Yeah, there are times when I like this guy that I went to PT school with is constantly trying to get me to join his league because somebody will drop off and it's a $20 league too. And I'm like, dude, like, why don't I just give you $20 right now? Like, if you really need it, like, I'll just give it to you. Are you hungry? What's the issue here? What's the challenge? But because that's really all it is for me. I just end up turning it over. I think I lost both leagues that I was in last year. I think I finished dead last. I was either dead last or second to last on our league.
See, I pretty consistently make the playoffs and then lose in the first round every year. It's actually impressive consistency, I think.
What I was shocked by last year was the amount of games that were won or lost by like less than a half a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That drives me up the freaking
Brantley did
wall.
it. Brantley like was 3-1 to start the year, and he had his
total
margin of victory was like 2 points. It was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I think after the third week, because didn't he lose week 3? He actually, even though he was 2-1, he was upside down on points, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because he won his first 2 games by less than a point.
Yeah, and then he got one of them was by 0.1 points. I remember.
I think that was.
It probably was.
That boy, oh, that cracked me up. I was like, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, like, how do you even get mad at that point? All right, so let's talk the most important part of Fantasy League: winners and losers, rewards and penalties. We don't have anything currently for either side.
No, just bragging rights, really.
Yeah, which isn't that great because half the league knows each other and half the league doesn't know each other.
Well, I know all of you, so.
Well, okay, so you're the only one that gets to enjoy any of that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So, all right. So what do we propose to the league as a punishment for the loser?
Punishment? I don't know.
Or
I was going to say, I think I've been, for years, I've been thinking we need to get some kind of a trophy that we can at least put our mark on, but I just haven't done it.
I can do if you guys wanted, I could create a fantasy helmet. Like I think
that'd be a great idea.
That would be awesome.
And then whoever wins can get the helmet and,
I think like
hold on to it or,
whatever in the year or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, modify it just slightly.
We'd have to, we'd have to go back and retroactively inscribe all the previous champions.
We could. I mean, if we could figure it out, I can do it.
I mean, I have a record of all of it.
I mean, I don't think you need to go back. We just
let's just start.
That's fine too. I mean,
I don't want to take all that space on the helmet, guys. Let's just.
Have you really won it 3 times, Andrew?
No, two out of 3.
Dude, that's sick. That's pretty dang good.
Was it you that won last year?
Lost in the championship game.
Did.
Okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even made it to the championship game, to be honest. But
you didn't win 2 out of 3 then, because it was what was the year that we like tied basically.
Wait,
2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was. Who was it? Was it?
It was me and you, and we got kind of screwed by the
whole
DeMar Hamlin game,
DeMar Hamlin stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember what year that was, but that was
selfish.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude.
Messing with our fantasy.
Yeah. Well, that's why. I mean, when they called the game, I was just like, they're clearly not thinking about us. Like,
Well, there's
Josh, you say that joking about get him off the field. When we were sitting in the stands, there were literally people who were yelling that. There were a couple of people who yelled that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Legit. Yeah. No, it was bad. And we're leaving the stadium when they finally officially called it. And they were like, I mean, we watched Ryan Shazier die on the field. I'm just like, all right, buddy. Like, we don't have to go back to that. Like, okay.
Jeez Louise.
It was pretty crazy.
That's one word for it.
So
wow. All right, so let's get some answers. Let's get some ideas here. What we need something for the loser.
I agree. We really need to watch you do something next year.
Have you guys heard about the thing where they have to go to a McDonald's for 24 hours and then they can eat their time down?
Yeah,
so,
I saw that with the guy from IHOP.
Yeah, or you can do any restaurant or something, but you have to do like 24 hours. And then in order to decrease your time there, you eat. And then that gives you a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Like if you eat a Big Mac or something and you're doing McDonald's, that gets you 15 minutes or a half an hour or something.
They did. What I heard, the one I heard was IHOP, and for every pancake you ate, it was an hour off. So you have to eat 24 pancakes or be there for 24 hours.
So
wait, what? If you ate 24 pancakes, you could.
I
go
guess you
home,
could eat 23. And, you probably take you about an hour at least.
Good heavens! I don't think I could eat 23 at this point.
Well,
I would
sell yourself short.
Yeah, not with that kind of attitude. You can't.
Jeez, Aaron.
Dang.
But that's a thought. Like somebody has to, do that, and then it has to be filmed or whatever, that they're sitting there or something, or they have to check in on social media or something else. Or there's other ones where guys have to like stand on a street corner wearing an embarrassing outfit, holding a sign that says I'm a fantasy football loser or something of that nature.
Yes.
My only concern there would only be with Brantley. Like if Brantley somehow ended up last, I don't know if that'd be good for his ego.
And you could punish everybody by forcing him.
Sure.
He's doing it for
gotta learn. Look, the earlier you learn that life is a disappointment.
I've given him multiple outs. Like if you want to play, if you're not that into it, it's all good. He's like, no, I'm in. So he's in.
You could punish everybody by making him wear a Colts jersey.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be tough.
Wow, just throwing strays.
How into this kind of idea, whatever the idea ends up being, would the other people be that we don't know?
Well, at least 3 of them are definitely not interested.
Yeah, because I've tried to initiate trades with them, and that maybe brings us to our next point. Like initiating trades in fantasy leagues seems to be completely non-existent. I don't know that I've ever been part of a league where people are like, that there's a like normal amount of trades going on.
I mean,
half the time I submit one and it never even gets responded to.
That's why I at least decline your trades,
which I appreciate. Then I know.
I think it's just a lot of people that don't, I don't know. They feel like you're just trying to get one over on them. So nobody wants to take the risk of being the loser of the trade, so to speak. But I also notice a lot of people who will try and give trades where it's like they'll offer up 4 or 5 guys for one guy. And it's like, where am I going to start all these guys? Like, I can't, like, I'm giving you one. I don't know. So I think more even numbers of players in trades can be, even if you're just taking the guys who you think they would drop to do it, it gives the appearance of being more.
But doesn't that to me seems like it would increase that feeling of they're just trying to get one over on me. If they're just trying to give me one receiver for my one receiver, why would I do that? But if they're giving me a receiver plus a running back that might be better than somebody on my bench, I mean, that's always my approach when I like.
I don't think that's bad. I think a 1 for 2 is not bad. It's when we start getting up to 1 for 3, 4, 5 players. It's like I cannot, like there's very few situations where that's helpful for whoever's getting more players.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
fair.
But I think a lot of times it's just there are the people who need the trades are more desperate, and so it's a lot easier for the people who are getting proposed to just be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I do think that there's a big part of that like FOMO kind of mentality or like what you're saying, that they just become suspicious of the trade itself and don't want to do it. And
I do.
It's always the what if, right?
I would say I have at least 1 or 2 trades every season that'll go through. So it's not like staggering numbers or anything here, but you just got to find the right moment and the right deal, I think.
Sure.
It is easier for me, I think, specifically because I can reach out to anybody individually. I know them all except for
that's true.
Except for my buddy's parents, who's just been in the league since we started it. So I don't have a direct line to them.
Do they how do I ask this question? They still want to do it though? Like, do they feel obligated to do it at this point, or do they really enjoy being a part of it? And
I think they like doing it. I don't.
So speaking of those two, Mick has the number 1 pick.
He does.
Right?
He does.
And what are we expecting from him on this number 1 pick?
Perhaps we could say the taco of this league. He is total wild card. Absolutely unpredictable. he could go out there and take Patrick Mahomes number one. I don't know. Like it's
How likely is that?
I mean, I'd greater than 1%. I mean, I don't know what to, like, there's a lot of players out there, but Patrick Mahomes specifically, I don't know, but
we don't know who he's taken. We do know that if Jamar gets to number 2, then Aaron's taking him.
I mean, Jamar is what? He's 1 ADP right now.
Yes.
I would think he's probably most likely to go 1, but
so then who would Aaron take next?
He doesn't even know.
Yeah,
he doesn't know who he.
There's no way he knows right now. He's 100% praying that Jamar does not get picked.
Yes. So because I burying his head, if
I don't know. I mean, let me pull up.
So this is you guys are going to make fun of me of this just because it's kind of been a little bit fun. I have completed like 15 or 16 different mock drafts to see. I'm in the number 4 spot. And I'm definitely noticing some trends. Of course, it's all just a computer, right? So it's going to follow pretty close to what's in the ADP. But there's always something that's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. At that number 4 spot, like I don't know. I think that I know what's going to happen, but it's kind of like what you're talking about, Braden. Like you just never know what somebody's going to do.
Yeah.
And they could throw something totally weird in there. And anyway, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
But
it's fun to go do those mock drafts.
I am in another league with people I work with, and I'm at 7 is the spot. And it's funny because I go and I look at the top 6 and I'm like, oh, I would take that guy, take him for sure. And then I get to 7 and it's I think at least in that league it's Derrick Henry, and I just like am immediately like I don't know. Like I would take any of the other 6 for sure if they fall. I just don't know if I want Derrick Henry at this age. I mean, he'll probably go out there and have another good year, but the fall offs for those running backs can be dramatic.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, and it's also a really dramatic fall off after the top basically 3. I mean, Derrick Henry, I think, would probably be number 4 as far as the running backs go. But like,
so our
perception of
let's see, it's Barkley, Robinson, Gibbs, then Henry at 4.
Gibbs,
Jameer Gibbs
like from Detroit, yeah. So that's what's like. Boy, and then even after Derrick Henry, it's another pretty decent drop off, and so you're like, boy, if I really want to secure my running backs early, that's hard to do. Like there are tons more receivers there that are kind of in the same grouping.
Well, and that's kind of the ADP. Nature of like you can't really trust the ADP as much in a
not
league
entirely, no.
Well, especially in a league like ours because those are almost all set up for PPR, half PPR, and so I don't know how much they take into account like the first down stats or anything like that for putting ADP up for our league. But that's why that's another reason I like doing the first down instead of receptions because
PPR.
Why it creates a much more even playing field for the running backs and the wide receivers. They both kind of can have a bite of the apple there instead of just only having receivers and then check down merchants for running backs. Like it really hurt players like Derrick Henry in PPR leagues because it's like he's a monster. He's getting all kinds of yards. He's doing work for his team, but he just doesn't get the receptions the same way that some of these other guys do. And so I think he's a guy who's really benefited from that. So maybe I'm talking myself into Derrick Henry at that spot. But
what about the Packers running back? He just balls every year.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs. And he actually excels in PPR league.
He's one who's
whether or not it's PPR league, I mean, he seems to ball out. I don't think there's much of a drop off.
He does.
Actually.
It's interesting because I've started following a couple of different fantasy league websites that give their thoughts, and man, you will get so many different opinions. He's listed as one of those you got to get him if you can get him, and then he's also listed on the other websites of these are the players, these are the guys who are always listed high that you should avoid. It's like, thanks for nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do with that kind of information? Anyway. Well,
he's listed as number 9 on Sleeper out of the running backs. So he's the 9th. Jacobs is, and then Taylor's 10th.
Yeah.
So the Irving kid in Tampa is 8, and then Devon Achane with Miami.
What about
McCaffrey
where do they have Genty?
He's 5th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's 5th, and then McCaffrey's 6th. Achane is 7th. Irving's 8th. Jacobs 9th, and Taylor 10th.
Yeah, and that's a player like Genty. Like you just have no idea until he goes out there week 1.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard he
already got tweaked a little bit.
I was going to say, well, and I heard his couple carries he had in the first preseason game did not look good, but it's preseason.
He had a
I mean,
rough
you can't-
preseason game, and then the next week he actually had a really good game.
Yeah, he balled out the
Yeah.
second
Did he?
game.
Yeah, he did.
ran a dude over.
He ran a guy
Really?
like clean
straight up
over.
ran him over. Yeah.
Which doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, you just never know with those guys. Like I think I had Adrian Peterson his rookie year, and I got him in a later round because nobody's, it's like rookies, we don't know.
No.
But he ended up, being Adrian Peterson. So
Right.
that was very nice.
I really think the waiver
All
wire.
right, so let's. What's that?
I was just going to say, I think the waiver wire is just as important as the draft as you go through.
Yeah,
the season.
absolutely. That's what that's why that's what Sam is good at. He won last year, and his drafts are always mediocre, but he hangs in there, scouring the waivers every week.
Now, how does that work? What day is it that the waiver opens up?
You can
It's
claim
like Wednesday or something, isn't it?
Well, you can claim players. You can put in a claim anytime after they've played their game for that week, and then they process Wednesday early in the morning. Like it's like 2 or 3 a.m. They'll process.
And can you only take one?
No,
You can take
put
more.
in as
You
many
can take-
waiver
yeah,
wire
as you
claims
want,
as you
but
want.
Your priority goes down. If you make a successful claim, your priority resets and you're at the lowest. So
Yeah.
if you claim 2 guys and some other guy has also got a claim on the second guy you have, but you got your first guy, you are not going to get that second guy. The other guy's going to get him.
Right. Okay. But it'll go through as many rounds as there are submitted
Yeah,
claims
through
through the team.
more or
right?
less. And
Because, you know,
it resets every week. The priority, it's just inverse order of the standings. So if you're last place, you get the first claim on the waivers, and like I said, if your claim's successful, you get reset right back down to last for the next round of waiver claims.
So you would have to be claiming somebody that nobody else is claiming to get that second pick, basically.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But I agree, man. The waiver wire is so important. Honestly, most of the time I'm using the waiver and stuff to pick up like a defense because like I switch out my defense almost every week.
Oh, so you go situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Basically switch it out and try to find, like, I look and see who the top scoring teams are or the lowest scoring teams are playing. So like I look for offenses that suck and who they're playing the next week. And then I try to, put in a claim for a defense that's playing some of those really bad offensive teams. Worked last year too. Like I probably had 2 or 3 games last year. I don't remember which league it was, but I had at least 2 or 3 games where I nailed the defense right that week. And like it helped me, get some good points for the week. So it definitely helped. But that's usually the big thing I'm looking for, unless I get injured guys, got to find somebody to fill in some of those spots.
Excellent. All right, let's cut to a commercial real quick. We'll wrap things up right after this. So again, this episode's brought to you by Helmet Nation. Go to helmetnation.com if you want to support your fantasy team, if you want to support your business, if you want promotional items to advertise your business, if you want something for your military branch or whatever it is. We are like the Orange County choppers of mini helmets. It can design almost anything that you want it to look like. It's handmade. If you're looking for full-size replicas as well, hit up helmetnation.com. Got all sorts of cool crap on their website. So check it out. Support a local business. And we'll finish it up by getting your guys' takes on. You got 30 seconds each. Braden, go. What's your take on the upcoming fantasy league season?
I think if I can play the turns right, then you guys are in for a long season.
All right. That was less than 30 seconds, and we don't want to hear any more, quite frankly. Aaron, 30 seconds, Husker football, go.
Big win, baby. It's going to be a big win. Go Big Red on Thursday in Cincinnati. I'm going to start the season off right, and we're going to I'm telling you, man, playoffs are in sight. I'm telling you, we're getting 10 wins for sure.
Are you going to that one?
Right.
In Cincinnati, I wish. We are
Kansas
going
City.
to the Michigan State game in Lincoln week 4.
Gotcha.
5.
Since he's not that far. It's
I was
not.
gonna say,
No,
well,
it's not in
Cincy,
Cincy.
it's in
If it was in
Kansas.
Cincy, my butt would be there.
bad.
Absolutely. The game is actually being played at Arrowhead in Kansas City.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. If it was going to be,
Thursday
I was
night.
totally looking forward to it. So
Excellent. I love that take. Andrew, Cubs baseball. What should we be looking for the rest of the season?
I think they just need to keep this momentum going if they can keep the bats going and, average more than 3 runs a game over this home stretch, I think they're going to be in a good spot to tighten that race with the Brewers. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Excellent.
the pitching. I don't know enough about the pitching to make, you know, give any takes on that. But I do think if they can keep the bats loose and honestly just play loose, it just feels like when they're playing loose, they do great. They do so much better. And then when they tighten up like anybody, it's a mess. So if they can get all their guys healthy and keep them healthy over this home stretch, I do think they're going to find themselves back in the race with the Brewers.
Excellent. Let's hope so. Cubs starting pitching has been pretty dang good, actually. It's been their bullpen a little bit that's let them down, and really the biggest thing has been their bats, which seem to be coming back a little bit. So I'm really hopeful for that. I heard something like the next 24 games or something in the 20s are all against teams with a losing record. So I'm really hopeful that the Cubs can make some progress back on that and that the Brewers keep losing, because I just hate the Brewers. And go Huskers, go Cubs, and go me in the fantasy draft. I just don't want to lose. I just want to come in last. Is that so wrong? Anyway.
Braden, when we cut this off, by the way, don't leave the studio because it has to upload stuff. So just sit on for a second after we stop the recording, just so you know.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been another episode of Brothers Trippin. Go to helmetnation.com and get all of your cool sports memorabilia for your favorite team. And we will see you next time.
All right, gentlemen. Peace.
See you guys.